This week on Maker Update, a necklace with a staring problem, a laser-powered mosquito swatter, Moire Play, and a giant 3D printed mechanical hand. Hey everyone, I'm Donald Bell, and welcome back to another Maker Update, the show where we update you on cool things makers are making. I hope you're doing well. I have a fun show for you. Let's get started with the project of the week. It's always exciting to see a new interactive fashion design by Anouk Wipprecht. The latest is this multi-eyeball necklace unveiled at the Ars Electronica Festival. The 3D printed necklace holds a total of 6 round LCD screens, each backed by a Raspberry Pi Zero W and a back-facing NeoPixel ring. The Pis, I'm assuming, are all wirelessly networked to each other, though it does look like there's enough room in the necklace to conceal hardwired data connections. There's no obvious power hub here either, so each eyeball may be running on its own battery pack instead of a central supply. There are no photos of the necklace from behind, but from the 3D model you can see that the intention at least was to diffuse an addressable LED ring through a kind of organic looking mesh. I imagine though with those power hungry Pis and screens that the LED element could have been ejected to conserve power. What really makes the design interactive is a wirelessly connected brain sensor concealed in a headband. This EEG sensor is called Unicorn and is made by a company called G-Tech. It's the same company she partnered with to develop her mind-controlled pangolin dress back in 2020. The interaction here is that the eyes get dilated and dart around under stressful conditions, but when the wearer relaxes and is in a more meditative state, the eyes calm down and the pupils contract. It's a great design, and even though it's a high fashion concept, I think there are some ideas here that you could borrow for cosplay or a Halloween costume or prop. More projects. Did you catch Alan Pan's laser-powered mosquito swatter? It's an over-the-top proof of concept that's equal parts dangerous and impractical, but like all of Alan's videos, it's a fun and funny journey that taps into the excitement of inventing. For a fun project that won't accidentally laser you in the crotch, check out this toy design by Federico Taban of wolfCat Workshop. He calls it Moire Play, and it's a small laser-cut frame that holds an assortment of overlapping patterns that you can manipulate by gripping these tabs on the side. By stacking multiple patterns, you can get different effects, and an extra touch I thought was cool is that he designed in a diffusion window in the back so that you can shine a light through. It's a fun idea that I haven't seen done before, and I imagine you could spin this out to other projects or scale it up. If you want the files to cut your own, you can sign up for his Patreon. You can also buy the kit directly from him. Links to both options are included in the description on his video. Speaking of scaling up a design, you gotta see how Ivan Miranda built this functional mechanical Arduino-controlled giant robot hand. Like many of Ivan's designs, a lot of what you see here is 3D printed. He does this by breaking down the design into smaller modular pieces that can be screwed or glued together to form the larger pieces he needs. That said, he also has some massive 3D printers to work with. For the mechanical aspect of the design, he's using lots of chunky high torque servos, which are pulling on open lengths of geared timing belt that are woven through the joints. On the plus side, this makes the fingers compliant because they'll skip out of their belts before crushing you. The downside is that the belts have a tendency to stretch and slip on this design, requiring constant maintenance to keep it working. Still, for a prop, or again, maybe a Halloween project, there are a lot of great ideas to pull from in this video. Now for some tips and tools. On Instructables, Anita Holland shows how she made her own shimmering wall art using circles cut from aluminum cans. This is a cool effect that I've always wanted to try out. The two biggest headaches though are making the circles and creating a grid of tiny nails to mount them on. She does the grid bit manually, though I expect a CNC router could automate this nicely. For the circles though, her guide introduced me to these circle punches from Fiskars. They come in different diameters. I think she's using the 1-inch option. You do have to go back through and drill a hole for hanging these on a nail, but Anita shows how you can batch that process by clamping them together. Are you a fan of the Audacity audio editor? It's a great free cross-platform open source audio editor that has been around for years. I use it all the time. I'm actually recording this audio using Audacity right now. Did you know, though, that there's a version of Audacity that runs natively in your browser? It's called Wavacity, and it's free to use and runs on anything that has a browser. It's not supported or affiliated by the Audacity team, so your mileage may vary, but I think it's a good option to know about if you're ever working on a shared computer or maybe a Chromebook and you need to edit some audio. There's also a great new video from TheCrafsMan on making your own custom, inexpensive sculpting tools. From loops to ribbons, rakes to scapulas, he's got inventive and thrifty ways to make your own, tailored to the way that you work. I think the coolest of all of these, though, is his solution for making soft silicone tip tools from cheap ballpoint pens. Definitely worth a watch, especially with his fun new robot helper. For this week's DigiKey Spotlight, check out the latest video from the bite-sized engineer. He's solving a problem that I suspect most of us can relate to: accidentally leaving your soldering iron on. Zach offers an IoT solution that gives the iron instructions to message him if it's been on too long. Best of all, he can switch the iron off remotely. Check out the video for all the details. You can find a link to it along with all the other projects shown here down in the description. Alright, and that does it for this week's show. Be sure to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment if you like. Big thanks as always to DigiKey for making this show possible, and thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.